Om Shanti. A very good morning to all of you. Today is the fourth day. For the past 3 days, we have heard a lot about what Raj Yoga meditation is. So, in brief, we say it is a connection between the true self and the Supreme, and how to form that connection by becoming aware of three similarities between the self and the Supreme. One is that the form is alike. I am a point of light, and my Supreme Father also is a point of light. He is to a soul, but he's supreme because his acts are supreme, his power is supreme, he's the highest on high, there's no one higher than him. And therefore we say supreme, but supreme in qualities, supreme in his acts, supreme in his deeds which he does. And he's beyond the cycle of birth and death, pain and pleasure, action and reaction. He's beyond all these cycles. And therefore he is the highest on high and the most unique of all. And we souls are also like the Supreme Father in form, but we come in the cycle. So that makes the difference. And when we come in the cycle, we forget our own identity because we are with the body every time. So we identify ourselves with the body. And God does not have a body of his own. And therefore, he doesn't have to identify himself because he's eternally pure. He's always soul conscious, but we become body conscious. But the similarity is the form. And the second similarity is the same home. The child comes from the father's home. The address of both will be the same. So we say we have come from God's home, and to God's home we will go back. This body hasn't come from God's home. This has come from matter. And this body will go back to matter. But the soul has come from that supreme abode, which is beyond the five elements, the sixth element of infinite golden red light. And therefore we say we are all guests in this world. The soul did not bring anything with it, nor will it take anything with it. No physical things will go with the soul. But yes, the soul carries its karma. So that's the difference. But for God, he's beyond karma and fruit of karma. And third similarity is that the Supreme Father has all the divine virtues: purity, peace, happiness, love. We souls also have those qualities, but then we forget them. But that Supreme Being doesn't forget them because his virtues are endless. So when we forget them, that we have these virtues in us, we then pray to God, oh God, give me peace, give me love, give me happiness, give me strength. So the Supreme Father comes at this time, which is now the end of Iron Age, when every soul's battery, we can say, has been depleted. It's lost all its strength. And then God says, now remember me. Remember me. Remember me means Manmanabhav, keep your mind in me and I will absolve all your sins, because when we became body conscious, we became sinners too. What is a sin? Any action committed under the influence of body consciousness becomes a sin. And therefore we say lust, anger, greed, attachment, ego, all these are the cause of all the sins we are committing. And therefore God says, now become aware of your true nature, become soul conscious, remember me, I'm the Son of knowledge, I'm the Almighty, and by connecting with me, the powerhouse, you create that fire of yoga, and in this way you absolve all your sins. So how through Raj Yoga we get these powers? What are the powers? They are not hard powers in the form of weapons and physical might, but they are soft powers. Soft powers of the soul, and you may call it the resilience within. And that's how we describe what stress is. Why people have become so stressful today. Even little children say, oh, I have so much stress. Even little children. They don't have to be in stress, but then they are in stress. Because mommy scolded me, daddy scolded me, and they can't bear that scolding. Nowadays, you can't even tell a child that, child, do this. If he doesn't want to do, it will not do. He doesn't obey. So parents also have to change their language. They will not say, child, do this. But they will say, child, will you do it? Will you do it? Ask them whatever they want, they wish, they will do. I remember one person was giving me his experience. His brother was living in the United States. So he went to meet his brother. His brother invited him. He was from India. So he invited him to the United States. And his brother had little children. So in India, we can tell the children, child, don't do this. No, child, don't go. Don't go. But, and he tried the same thing with the children of his brother. He told the brother's child, child, don't do this. And that little boy, he got so angry, he said, shut up. Shut up. Little boy. In India, we cannot even think like somebody will say, shut up, a small baby. He was hardly 3, 4, 5 years old. But he said, shut up. And this person was so shocked. And then his brother told him, no, you can't say to children, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. We will usually say, because children are naughty and they do many things which they shouldn't do. But his father said, ask him, child, or say to him very politely, child, this is not good. So it would be good if you don't do this. Very politely, not straight away, don't do this. You can't order a child to. Because that everyone today has lost his inner tolerance. We have lost it. And why? Because of body consciousness. The soul has become so weak. Now it needs strength. Just like for physical strength, we take so many medicines, We have folic acid because there's less blood, hemoglobin is less, then the doctor advises for taking folic acid, iron tablets, or sometimes if there's no energy in the body, then maybe I'm injected with B12 injections. All these things we take physically for the strength of the physical body. So many vitamin tablets nowadays. It's so common that everyone should take because the body it can get weak. So for the body we have many medicines. But what about the soul? How will the soul become strong? Because As I gave the example, no tolerance. People have actually, changed their feelings regarding tolerance. In the earlier days, we used to say tolerance is a great virtue. Sahan Shakti is a great power. But these days, people say, why should I tolerate? They say, tolerance is cowardice. You're a coward if you tolerate. But is tolerance cowardice? If somebody gets angry with me, okay, for some reason, should I get angry back with him? Should I do tit for tat? That is tolerance. But then, how do we accept that? We say, okay, that's his role. And then I decide what is right, what is wrong. Maybe he's right. Your critics are your well-wishers. We say, in stress management, we use this term, your critics. And therefore, you can't tolerate. And you become stressful. Why did he say this to me? What does he mean? How dare he say, so many thoughts come in the mind. And then we become stressful. But if we realize that our critics are our well-wishers, if they are speaking ill of us, it means I have some negativity in me which I have to remove. I have some weakness. So they really want me to be strong. In India, we say that there's a very lovely saying, Nindak mere rakhiye. You're the one who's criticizing, you keep him always with you. Just like in the government, we say we need a strong opposition. If the opposition is weak, the government will do whatever it wants to, but opposition should be strong enough. So it will be very careful. So keep your critics with you. Nindak mere rakhiye. Because they are always telling me what is right for me. But there's also another saying. In English they say, God, take care of my enemies. I will take care of my friends. Take care of my friends. I will take care of my enemies. Now what does that mean? Take care of my friends. I will take care of my enemies. Because why is he telling to God to take care of his friends? Because his friends, externally they may praise him, they may, say good things about him, but behind his back, who knows what that person is saying. But externally they show that they are very good friends. But otherwise in the society they don't praise him, but in front of him, of course, they praise him. And therefore take care of my friends who show that they are friends. They show that they are friendly, but I will take care of my critics. I know how I have to change because they are really guiding me. And I know I'm not really right and they are right. So, what are the different powers we need within, and how through Raj Yoga meditation these inner powers come? Because what is stress? How do you define stress? You can give an equation. Stress, which we do give, what is the meaning of stress. In science also we use this equation. Stress is equal to pressures upon resilience. More the pressure, more the stress. Now pressures you can't reduce. They keep on increasing in the world today. So many things are happening and my pressures are increasing. The triggers are increasing my pressure. But stress is not just equal to pressure. It's not just more the pressure, more the stress. But it's an equation. It's a pressure upon resilience. Resilience means the inner strength. So if I have inner strength, I can tolerate that. I will not react. But how to get this inner resilience and what exactly, how we understand inner resilience? You go to a hospital, there are two patients. The problem is the same, the pain is the same, disease may be the same. Everything is same between two patients. But one patient is smiling and the other patient is crying and shouting and wailing, all that. The problem is the same, but one cannot tolerate and the other is able to tolerate, so he is smiling. So tolerance is a very great power. But that tolerance comes with that inner strength. And how do we gain that inner strength? By change of consciousness. So we have this picture of 8 powers which you can see at the top. The greatest power is the power of tolerance. Tolerance is a great virtue. It is not cowardice. But tolerance does not mean that my mother-in-law scolded me and then I couldn't answer back, or my boss scolded me and I couldn't answer back. How could I answer back to my boss or to my mother-in-law, whatever? So I start crying and I go and weep in my room with a pillow on my head, above my head, and I start crying. Or I go to the bathroom and start crying there and I clear my eyes. No, that's not tolerance. Tolerance is when you're able to face that situation. You don't have to face a person. There's a big difference between facing a person and facing a situation. So how will you face that situation? We can create so many thoughts which are very positive thoughts, and these positive thoughts enable me to have tolerance within me. The first positive thought I could create is this soul is playing his own role, but I know what role I have to play. I know what role I have to play. That person is playing his role, but my role is different. And therefore, I can't stop him from playing his role. You go to watch a movie, someone is dancing, someone singing, someone shouting, somebody, doing different actions. You don't really do the same. You are sitting there just watching quietly as maybe only a spectator. Similarly, if somebody is doing something which you don't like it, but see that at this time this is his role, and let me accept that role. So you don't react. The second thought which can come in the mind is that maybe is my some karmic account with this soul. Who knows of which birth? Karmic account with this soul. And now he is settling that karmic account, or she is settling. So I have to accept it. If I have taken debts from somebody and that person comes and says, now return my money to me. So I have to, because I have taken debts from him. And therefore that person has come to take the return, because I was the one who took debts from him. So I have that thinking, that some karmic account with this person, and because he got angry with me and he's doing all that, even though I haven't made any mistake, still he is upset and getting angry with me. Okay, never mind my karmic account. I should not react, because what that person does is his karma, and what I do will be my karma. So I should not create any karma more to increase my debts. On the contrary, I should finish my debts, and therefore I don't react. The third situation, the third thought which can come in the mind at that time is that this soul is not a very strong soul. He's a weak soul. And as he's a weak soul, he's behaving in this manner, by getting angry with me. He could have said it politely also, see, this is not right and you should not have done it. But he said it angrily. Because there's maybe in a jealousy, in a hatred, or to lower that person's, stage or whatever he does. But then I think at that time this soul is very weak. Now, as he's weak, he needs strength, but I am strong because I'm connected with God. So at that time, I take the strength from God and I'm able to control myself because I'm a soul. And I have my self respect. Now, supposing that person is insulting me, whatever, but I know my self respect. I know I'm a soul. I'm a, I'm a peaceful soul. I'm a pure soul. I'm a happy soul. Somebody cannot make me unhappy. The situation or that person, whatever he is, he's not responsible for my stage. I am responsible for my stage. So whatever he has said will not upset me. So I can just be quiet. So that is real tolerance. And because I feel, yes, this soul is weak, but I am a strong soul, so I have to give him the vibrations of peace. He's peaceless, that's why he's behaving like that. Maybe he had a quarrel with his wife at home and now the boss has come to work and he's shouting at me. So that anger with his wife, now he's taking it out on me, maybe. You must have heard of this wonderful, cycle. The cycle is that how someone's boss scolded his colleague, and but the colleague couldn't answer back, so he came in that angry mood and started scolding his wife. And the poor wife said, "But I didn't do anything. Why is he scolding me? For no reason he's scolding me." But then she gets very upset. Why did he scold me? Then because she's upset, she scolds her child. And the child gets upset. Why is mommy telling me this? I didn't do anything. Why is mommy scolding me? But then the child is upset. But how to remove that anger? The child gets upset with the dog. With the dog. He has a dog. And the dog starts getting upset. Why is this one scolding me? I didn't do anything. And because that dog is now so upset, he goes outside barking, barking, barking. And that boss who has scolded his colleague, he says he realizes that he should not have scolded him. So he's coming to his colleague's house to tell him that I'm really sorry I told you this. But this dog is in an angry mood and he goes out and bites that boss. So this is a cycle. So how in this cycle everything goes from the boss to the colleague to the wife to the child to the dog and back to him. So it will go back to him. That's we give an example. But I don't have to react. Can I not say at that moment, well, my husband is getting upset. Maybe he was upset in office. Or why can we think this colleague is upset because he was upset with his wife at home and now he's come to the office and he's fighting. But so that thinking has to change, and that is called tolerance. So when we meditate, this tolerance power comes. It is very, very essential to tolerate. Don't react. Somebody speaks one ill word to me and I react and say 2 ill words and then 4 and then again 8 from me and 16 from that person and 32. It can go on and on, no end. And what will be the result? The result can be even killing that person. Anger, the climax of anger is, killing that person. That is a climax. So we say the climax of anger is murder. Nobody murders just like that. It must be through anger. The climax of sex lust is rapism. See, rapes in the world, so many happening because of lust, the sense of touch, that's all. Now we become soul conscious. I'm a soul and I see everyone as a soul. My vision changes. And I'm the child of God who's ever pure, and I'm also a pure soul. I don't see the body. Because this body consciousness or pull towards the physical body leads to all these vices. So I have the knowledge now. So I will not react. I will not do any such wrong action. What is the climax of greed? We are seeing corruption in the world. Corruption is the climax of greed. How much do we need? We don't need much. Needs are not many, but wants can be unlimited. In Hindi we have a very rhyming word. हम पेट के लिए कमाते हैं. We earn for our livelihood, for our stomach. But today people are not earning for the stomach only. पेट के लिए नहीं कमाते, पेटियों के लिए कमाते हैं. For storing, for how much due to corruption. How much money comes out when the CBI raids them. So much money, which is all black money. So much money in what do you call, Switzerland. Yesterday somebody, I don't know, said a joke that Rahul Gandhi has so much in Switzerland bank, this one has so much in Switzerland bank. Even you see everywhere in the world. Now I think even in Kenya, I was yesterday listening how the top level of ministers and all, how corrupt they are. And they're increasing the prices, and therefore the people are fighting, So we are seeing all this. So that's the climax. How much we need. So when we practice meditation, we don't go for wants. Of course, needs are there, definitely. But we don't really want much. So we understand through meditation that we can really tolerate. And we can go beyond all these problems through tolerance. Because if I react, then the reaction will be even worse from the other one. I don't have to put oil in fire. I have to put water in fire to extinguish it. And that will be through meditation. I'm able to give vibrations of peace to that soul and make his anger cool down. So this is tolerance. But then sometimes this tolerance, when I can't tolerate, so what I do, I can't answer that person back. So what I do, I go and tell somebody else. We give examples in India that my daughter-in-law cannot tolerate what her mother-in-law told her. But she cannot answer back too. So she'll go and tell the neighbor. My mother-in-law is like this. My mother-in-law is like this. She's so bad, she behaves in this way and all that. Now the neighbor has got some masala, some very tasty, you can say, news. So she'll go and tell the mother-in-law, your daughter-in-law was saying this to me about you. Oh, how dare she say like that. And then again the fight in the house. Why did you have to tell the neighbor? So the second thing is, okay, you then accommodate. Accommodate within. Think of yourself as an ocean, master ocean of peace. Just like, what does the ocean do? It accommodates all the rivers, everything it accommodates, because it's so wide, so deep. But then if something is dirty thrown into the sea, that sea has the speciality because it has waves. If there is something filthy and something maybe light, so the waves, they throw that filth or rubbish or dirt which is on the sea, they throw outside. They don't take it in. But if it is something really heavy, then the sea will take it within its bosom, within itself. But something light, it will throw away outside. And therefore we say, okay, if it is really something worth, change yourself. Because your critic is your well-wisher. Change. Why can't I change? But the ego is there. Why should I change? Let the other person change. You. We play blame game. Okay, I change. So this is the power to accommodate. You don't have to tell anyone. But sometimes accommodation is really not possible, because if we really don't tell the truth, it can lead to very bad result. And therefore we speak about the third power. And the third power is the power to discern, the power to understand what is right and what is wrong. Because when I'm connected with God, I get this power to discern. And we give a very good example of how a diamond merchant, he knows how much flaw is there in the diamond. He keeps a magnifying glass, and with that magnifying glass he sees the flaw in the diamond and is able to cut the diamond and make it flawless. So the different facets of the diamond are made to make the diamond shine again. Otherwise, because of the flaw, the diamond doesn't shine. So that is called power to discriminate. To discriminate between what is right and what is wrong, what is good and what is bad, what to remove and what to allow it to remain. And how do we get that discrimination power? When I know that my true nature is to see only virtues. I don't have to see any defects of anybody. And therefore I can discriminate what is right and what is wrong. And then decide. And we give a very good example in that. In India, I may not be in the West, but not in Africa. But in India, earlier, it's not that much now because even women are strong enough to face. So there used to be the mother-in-law and father-in-law, or even the husband would want a lot of a dowry. And if the girl's parents could not give the dowry, they used to also burn the daughter-in-law. They used to burn the daughter-in-law. And they used to, before, they would force her, get more dowry, get more money from your parents, get more money from your parents. Now this girl, how could she tell her parents? Her parents couldn't afford. So she would not tell anyone. She would just keep it to herself, accommodate. And ultimately the in-laws would burn the bride. And now the police would come and they would give the wrong statement, that she did herself, she committed suicide. But actually it was a bride burning case. But she never told anyone, so no evidence whether she was burnt alive or whether she committed suicide herself, burnt herself. But no evidence because she never told anyone. She just tolerated and tolerated and tolerated. So here we say, don't just tolerate. Don't just accommodate. Have that power of discrimination, because it can lead to that highest stage where you can be burnt alive by your in-laws. So tell your parents, tell them. At least they have some proof, yes, that my daughter was telling me that how much she has to tolerate because the in-laws wanted dowry from the girl's parents. But she never told anyone. So power of discrimination is also very important. And then power of decision. So that's the fourth power. And we give that power in the form of a scale. So power of decision, a scale has the power to decide the weight of that object which we put. Even if you put diamonds or whatever, it will not tell you the value of that object which you are weighing. It will just tell you the weight. So we are able to decide according to the problem what has to be done, whether to accommodate or to tell the right person who can solve the problem. Otherwise it can lead to even a bigger problem, and then there's no return. So we say power to discriminate and power to decide. I can give you so many examples. In India there was one situation, where a girl and a boy they were brother and sister. In the morning they had to go for some shooting. So there was no vehicle. They were waiting for the bus. The bus had not come. So some people came and they told the children, where do you have to go? they said, we want to go to the studio. I said, okay, come in and we'll take you there. But instead of taking them to the studio, the children, they took them to an isolated place, and men tried to rape the girl. And the boy, of course, he defended the girl, the sister, and they fought and fought and fought, and ultimately these people killed both of them, the girl and the boy. It became such big news, and ultimately they got life imprisonment, or maybe they were hanged, I don't know, but then it was a big, big news because the children fought. They fought for their inner chastity, for their inner sanctity. So there are, for example, 3 situations. One situation is that somebody is asking you for something, and you say sorry. So okay, sorry. Then no, I cannot give. Okay, but then somebody comes in front of you and shows you a gun and says, come on, take out what you want, what you have, your pen, your watch, your wallet, whatever, take it out, otherwise I'll shoot you. Now you have to decide what you should do. Should you react, or should you just give away? Because if you react, he will kill you. But if you give away, okay, never mind, wealth lost, nothing lost. Give away, doesn't matter, the wealth will come back. And therefore we say, wealth lost, nothing lost. So give the money. Don't fight with that person. The money will come back. But if he is after your health, then you have to be very, very careful. Therefore, health lost, something lost. But if character lost, everything lost, so you can fight back. Even if you have to die, but you're not going to give your character to that person. We don't give up. We will fight. Otherwise, why should we fight? So if it's only money, don't react. Don't react. But if it's after your character, then definitely you have to fight. Now this is where we discriminate. What is more important? My character is more important than my money. And then decide what to do. So face the situation. It's not that, oh, I have to tolerate, I have to tolerate, I have to tolerate. So the 4th power is, what is more important? You give value to what? Just as a scale gives value to weight. Similarly, when we practice meditation, we give value to our character. So we will not give up our character for any small reason. No, not at all. Because whatever karma we do, we will have to pay for that karma. So, but if somebody forces, okay, I will fight with that person, that's not really violence, it is defending yourself. So when we understand this, then the power comes within that I am only a soul. There are so many stories in scriptures where somebody says, okay, I will shoot you if you don't do this. Okay, whom can you shoot? Whom can you kill? I'm a soul. You can't kill me. So it's like the stories of that time. Because I'm now soul conscious. Actually, we overcome fear of death too when we practice meditation. What is death? Death is only when the soul leaves the body. That's all. That is death. So why are we afraid of death? Why is a person afraid of death? Death is not something to be afraid of. It's only change of costume if we look in that way. But very many people, they have this habit, oh, I'll die. Saying like this is ignorance. I will die because I never die. I never die. I'm a soul. Why are people afraid of death? The first reason is body consciousness. I will die. I never die. I am eternal. I am immortal. I am imperishable. It's only the body. The second is why are people afraid of death? Because they think, because there's so much attachment to objects, to luxuries, attachment. The attachments gives them the fear of death. But when we practice meditation, this attachment also finishes because we know we brought nothing, we will take nothing with us. So this body also belongs to God, the soul belongs to God, everything belongs to God. And therefore I'm not attached. And I can leave the body peacefully if there is need, if it is happening. And third reason why people are afraid of death is because afraid of, my relatives, so much attachment to people. First is attachment to the body. Second is attachment to objects. Third is attachment to people. So much attachment that you think, oh, if I die, I have to leave everyone. To leave everyone. And because of attachment, they don't want to leave the body. The fourth reason is very important, the sinful actions they have committed in life. Those sinful actions, they make them frightened of death. Why? Because they will have to be punished for those sinful actions. In Hindi we say, ईश्वर के घर में देर है अंधेर नहीं. God gives justice. So if I have committed any sinful actions, definitely I will get punishment. So that person is afraid of punishment, and that's why he's afraid of death. And the fifth reason is fear of the future. What will happen? Where will I go? It's like so much darkness ahead of me that I'm afraid. So that fear of darkness, something will happen. So there's fear of death. But then when we practice meditation, we can overcome all these fears. Because I am a soul. I never die. Secondly, I'm actually practicing how to go beyond the pull of matter, pull of these physical objects, And third is that I now have the awareness that all my relationships are with God. These relationships which I have, they are only karmic accounts. I have created so many karmic accounts, and now those karmic accounts are over, therefore it has to finish. Therefore, there's no attachment to people, no attachment to objects or anything. It's not mine at all. I didn't bring them and I'm not going to take them. So I have to pay attention to my karma because that's what will be my witness, not the physical things of this world. And then I'm not afraid because I've done good actions. So I know my future will be bright. I don't mind. I'm taking good karma with me. Because when a person dies, his karma goes with him. So I'm now not afraid of death because I know I've done good actions in life and now it's time for me to go. No attachment, no greed. No, I'm not afraid of anything. Many jokes have been made from this. One person was about to die. That's just a joke. He was about to die. And then he called everyone and said, please forgive me, please forgive me, please forgive me if I have done anything wrong to you, please forgive me if I have given you sorrow. He was telling everyone who were coming in front of him because now I won't be able to live. But then one person he was very jealous of that person. And that when that person came to him, he told him the same thing. Please forgive me for all that I have done. Please forgive me. But then next thought came, what if I don't die? What if I don't die? So he told that person, if I don't die, I will punish you. I will do this to you. I will do that to you. Because I might not die also. Otherwise he was saying, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. But then the thought came, I might not die. Now I won't leave this person if I won't die. Because he was jealous of him. So if I I'm asking for forgiveness, I should ask for forgiveness from everyone. But even if I die or don't die, doesn't matter. Forgiveness is also a great virtue. Or asking for forgiveness is also a virtue. And forgiving is also a virtue. Both are virtues. We ask for forgiveness from God, don't we? But then we make a promise that we will not repeat that mistake. Even that is important. And therefore we say that death is only one step towards a new journey. That's all. But that new journey will depend on what I've done in this present journey. So when I'm meditating, I'm able to go beyond this fear of death. So first is tolerance, second is accommodation, third is discrimination, fourth is decision, and the fifth is power to face any situation. No fear of anything. Even if somebody else dies, okay, not your death, but somebody else dies. It's a situation, and you have to face that situation. Some people keep crying and crying and crying and crying all the time. Actually, knowledge tells us that if I love that person, and because I love that person, I have that thought that this soul who is gone is at peace. And if I want that soul to be at peace, I should be at peace too. Because if I am peaceless, and I love that person who died, but I become peaceless, then my peacelessness will affect that soul also who has left the body. So if I want that soul to be peaceful, I have to be peaceful myself too. This is very important. But many people say, if I don't cry, people will think that I did not love that person. Mm-hmm. And forcibly also some people have to cry because what will people say? But that's not real understanding. If I'm crying, I'm creating sorrow also for that soul who has departed. And therefore I have to be strong, and that through meditation I become strong. Because I know he was only a soul. And he was this relative or that relative based on karmic accounts. And now the karmic accounts are over. So nobody is anyone's. And we have to face this situation. So we face a situation and we tolerate a person. But what we usually do, we face the person. That is where we are wrong. You don't have to face the person. If somebody is upset with me, angry with me, just go away. Don't get angry back with him. No need. Just leave it. Just go away. And if you go away, maybe he'll feel insulted, but at least you're not getting angry with him. Or just smile at him. And maybe he'll get more angry if you smile at him, but that shows your tolerance. So you don't react, because that is real karma. What he does is his karma, what I do is my karma. So the fifth thing is power to face a situation, not a person. Then the sixth power is the power to cooperate with everyone. In today's world, we are saying people don't want to cooperate. They say, why should I do it? It's nothing to do with me. But cooperation is a very big quality, it's a very big power. See these fingers, 5 fingers, none of them are equal. But then when these fingers are bent, they all become equal. It's not that one finger will go here, the other finger will go there. They all become equal. Otherwise, none of the fingers are alike in size, but they become one when they are together. So we say, in unity there is strength, and disunity will create hundreds and thousands of problems. But if we are united, we stand, and divided, we fall. Many people tell us, how do your centers run? We have so many centers. We have thousands of centers all over the world. 100,000s of students coming to our centers. Headquarters is in Mount Abu. But then in 140 countries we have centers. And we are about 50,000 dedicated sisters who are living in different centers. But how we are so united, because our source is only one. It's just like a magnet. A magnet pulls needles. If you have many needles and you want the needles to come together by just picking up one needle, it won't help. Just bring a magnet there, and the magnet will pull all the needles together. And not only that, it pulls all the needles together, each needle also becomes a temporary magnet and will pull the other needle, and that needle will become a temporary magnet and pull the third needle, and you'll find a row of needles attached to the magnet. But if you remove the magnet, all the needles will fall down. So the magnetic pull is there, and we say our magnetic pull is God. Therefore, there is so much love for that Supreme Being. And because of the love for the Supreme Being, there's love for one another also. Respect for one another also. Because we all remember that Almighty Supreme Father. And that's why it's one big family. Although we are not related to anyone. I'm not related physically to Vedanti Ben or Pratibha Ben or anyone. But then spiritually we are all related, because we are children of one Father, and that's how we come together. And that's the power of cooperation, respect, and that leads to cooperation. Not mine or yours and his or hers, no, we're all one. And that's how these centers are run too, so beautifully. So that's power of cooperation. Each one cooperates here. One says, the other one does. In Hindi we say, एक ने कहा, दूसरे ने माना, दोनों आत्म ज्ञानी. Both are knowledgeable, because one says, the other does. Okay, that's real knowledge, that's real understanding, that's real love for one another. So ego doesn't come in this world. Ego doesn't come in our life. And then the seventh power is the power to curtail, the power to withdraw. Just like a tortoise. The tortoise withdraws. When it doesn't have to walk, it just takes in its limbs, hands, legs, head also, and just becomes like a hard rock. The shell is so strong that nobody can really harm that shell, that turtle or a tortoise. So when we are meditating, that meditation becomes like becomes like an armor for me, and attacks of anybody verbally, whatever, they don't attack me. I just withdraw. I'm able to control my senses because I'm a soul and I'm the master of my senses. I won't say, oh, I got angry with him, I couldn't help it. He got so angry with me, so I had to get angry with him too. No, we have that power to curtail, to withdraw. In a second, I become so detached. I'm a point of light. And I'm a peaceful soul, I'm a pure soul, I'm the child of the ocean of peace. I reside in the world of peace, and instantly I become peaceful. However much somebody is getting angry with me, but I don't get angry. This is a great power to tolerate and power to curtail within. And the eighth power is power to pack up. And we have shown in the picture, the power to pack up is like a big trunk type, and then a small and a hold all and a purse. We say power to pack up means what will we souls take with us? When the soul leaves the body, what do we take with us? Or when we return, what will we take with us? When you're traveling light. No? You don't travel with all your property or all your belongings of your home. Only you take with you only what is necessary for your travel or wherever you are going. So we say every soul has three faculties: mind, intellect, and sanskars or personality traits. Now that's what you will carry with you when you return, because they belong to the soul. Nothing else will carry with you. And we have shown three things: a purse, a suitcase, and a hold all. In the earlier days, people used to take a hold all. All the things which are not wanted, they used to put in a hold all. Now we say check-in luggage. So check-in luggage you will get only at your destination. You take your purse and you take a small, a small suitcase with you. So that is which you carry luggage, which you carry with you and put with you in the flight. So we say we have three things. Your purse is your mind. And what do you carry in your mind, in your purse? All what is important, your passport, your money, your medicines. So what is necessary in that travel or in the journey, you carry that in your purse. So it's handy. So a hand purse we say. So that's your mind. Always is thinking. So what should be in your mind? Only that which is necessary to think. Otherwise no need to carry in your hand. And then your hand luggage, that is your intellect. Your little suitcase with you, which should be just 7 kilos, that's all. So that is your intellect. So what should be in your intellect? Only divine virtues, because they'll be useful in the way. Handbag is the knowledge, what I have to become aware of. And little suitcase, my hand luggage, that is your virtues. And your check-in luggage, which you will not get in the journey, that check-in luggage is your good karma, because only that will come with you, but you will get at your destination. So what my next life will be will depend on my check-in luggage. I will not get in between, so I don't have to think about it also. Just do the righteous actions. In Hindi, in Gita, it is written, Karmane vadhika raste ma phaleshu kadachana. Kadachana. So you do your right actions and don't think of the fruit. But many people in today's world, they say, what am I going to get back if I do this? What reward will I get? So what will be for me if I'm doing it for somebody else? No. Keep doing the kind acts, keep doing the good acts. God is there to give you the reward, the fruit. You do it and then forget it. Neki kar darya mein dal. Forget it. You will get your reward. Because in God's home, there is total justice. So you will definitely get what good actions you have done. So where there are bad actions, through meditation you absolve those sinful actions and become pure and perform righteous actions which you carry with you. So even if the last moment has come to leave the body, you leave it happily, because you know you have done righteous actions. So these are the different powers which we experience within through meditation, which are very, very necessary in life. And in this way, how we lead like a lotus in this world. Live in the lotus, but live detached. Live in the world, but live detached like a lotus. And that's what Raj Yoga teaches us. So this life of ours is also used in a worthwhile way, and the future lives also will be very, very lovely lives. So we don't worry about the future as well, but we do the right actions right now. So this is the knowledge of powers. And these 8 powers are depicted by 8 arms of a Shakti. You know, a goddess, all the goddesses which we talk about in Bharat, they are shown with 8 arms, and they are shown different weapons in those 8 arms. But these weapons are not weapons of violence, but they are weapons of strength. They are weapons to face situations, to fight against situations. It's not people. So it's not killing physically, not violence, but they are weapons of non-violence, weapons of virtues and values. So the 8 hands represent power, and these are spiritual powers. So we explain all that in detail too. We say the sword is meant to kill. You know, in the earlier days, soldiers used to go to war. They had 3 things only. One was a sword, the other was a shield, and the third was an armor. So sword was meant to attack, and shield and armor was meant to defend. So even if the arrow would come or maybe a pistol would come, it would not attack them because they had the shield and the armor. So they were saved. So we say it is a sword of knowledge. When anything happens, use knowledge for that. What is to be done now? That's knowledge. And the shield is actually, we say it's a shield of drama. Everything in this drama is beneficial. And that's the essence of the Gita as well. जो हुआ अच्छा हुआ, जो हो रहा है अच्छा हो रहा है, जो होगा वो और भी अच्छा होगा. What happened was good, what is happening is even better, and what will happen will be even much better. So when I think in this way, I give a full stop to my waste thoughts, unnecessary thoughts, impure thoughts, and create only positive thoughts and become peaceful. So that's what is necessary in life today. And these powers we get through Raj Yoga. Okay? So that's how we understand Raj Yoga meditation. So let us for a few minutes, just few minutes. Okay. So sit straight. Go within. Become aware of yourself as a soul, a point of divine light and might, seated at the center of my forehead. I am the master of my senses. I am beyond the pull of the senses. This physical body is only a costume. I now detach from this costume, and with my mind and intellect travel to my supreme abode, the soul world, where with my third eye I visualize my Supreme Father, who is a point of divine light and might, but an ocean of virtues. And from that Supreme Father, I take the rays, the waves of peace and love, because all my relationships are with the Supreme Being. Shiv Baba, you are the ocean of peace, and I, your worthy child, am an embodiment of peace. I fill up myself with peace and experience peace as a power within me. In the company of the Supreme Father, I charge my soul. I become Master Almighty, authority like the Father. I'm so powerful. I can face any situation now. I have no fear. I am eternal. I am immortal and imperishable. I can feel the canopy of protection of the Father too, who's always guiding me at every step. In the remembrance of the Supreme, I absolve my sins and become purified. I'm so light and detached and loving. Thereby, I feel that now my life is worthwhile. I am useful to the society as I'm creating pure vibrations in the atmosphere. I perform righteous actions whereby I glorify my Supreme Father. I understand my value of life as I know now how to live. This life is so precious for me. Every thought, every moment is precious as I use it in a worthwhile way. My mind is connected with God all the time, and I become God-loving. I too have all the qualities of the Supreme Being, and I know that even God loves me. Because I become His obedient child and experience all rights from the Father. And I just thank Baba. Thank you, Baba, for all that you have given to me. Thank you. And I just go into the depth of love, peace, and just be absorbed in it. how fortunate I am. As now I have realized my true self. I have found my Supreme Father. Shiv Baba, I promise you, I will never leave you. I am yours. I was yours. And I will always be yours. Thank you. Thank you. Now come back into your body. Be a good karma yogi and perform all actions in the remembrance of the Father. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.